shit. Sorry, I'm only seeing this. How are you? I'm doing all right. Not too much going on, aside from, like, I guess, trying to prioritize things in my life. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why the sudden ingress in my courtroom?
A judicial assistant? And a woman, no less.
You were just singing praises for the racist lady earlier.
The rules ain't that fit.
What? Oh god, ouchie, are you one of those dudes who's like... I'm getting, like, alpha male vibes from this guy. And by when I say alpha male vibes, I mean the shitty kind. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Use a neck pierce. The actual neck pierce. Very true.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
Wait, did I miss anything? "5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency...
I am most grateful." Testimony? Or, oh! Is there enough room in the stand for 3 people? Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something, written in English. Oh! It's Giselle Barrett's research! The Englishwoman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Heavy quotations around borrowed. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of Curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? Curare? Curry powder? What's that? I've never heard of that word before.
Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. Thank you so much! Goodbye then, and good luck. Before that... Poison made from the bark of... This is the poison! This is the poison! The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minutes. Even in minute doses. Poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Or a gunshot? Or water? Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. Oh! Was this the anesthetic that was used on him? Like, for the dental appointment? Thank you! You've had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? Presume not, but...
The prosecution has made his case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our last chance. Yeah, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett, but it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
Maybe you haven't studied it hard enough. My apologies, dear lady. So, Council, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Saving.
I wonder if I present the Brett's note, she goes, "Wait, that's mine! Give it back!" Yes! Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, Council? A toxin known as Cocoa Pebbles, Your Honor, Your Excellency. Her hat is giving... Yeah. There was actually a funny thing going on where earlier in the trial we were sort of like, oh, she can't have a gun on her, she can't hide it anywhere. My first thought was, it's in her hat. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection! What complete and utter nonsense! Kokiri Forest, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of... I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Clorox bleach before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist? Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify... Candyman. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?
Order, order, order! Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England. Capillary system has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with cuckoo clocks suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection! Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have noticed.
Not exact. Paralysis. Also, do you want to try drinking it? That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that... famous board game clue was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. Full explanation is extremely unpleasant. Crap, did I miss it? Cocoa powder. Poison made from the bark of certain trees. Instant paralysis. And a wound. In order to... due to its ability to render complete intoxication and aesthetic, however... Okay, maybe it wasn't... Okay, maybe it was the appointment after all. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration! In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. For the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly COVID-19 poison. I couldn't think of anything that started with C. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection! This is all very convenient, isn't it?
I just found my trick, I'm sorry.
A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense.
Ahem, if I may.
All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught to...
It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady!
So, this is how you Japanese behave, isn't it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. It's evidence now! Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection! Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rule.
Weren't you the one originally saying all rules are unbending? What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? Screw the roll, she has money! May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not? She's gonna chug the whole thing. Or that. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Hey, England's an island too! Sorry. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish cult romantics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. She drinks it and she collapses. Cheers! Do we get to see your face? Hey, wait! What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Okay, calling it now. The poison is in the glass. The glass that she stuck away in her handbag. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
I wonder why.
So, no Kellogg's Fruit Loops. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. New character emote. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brent? I should like to be excused now, please. No! I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. No, she's staying! This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow a whole glass and live? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? There can't have been. Because otherwise she'd be dead. It's in the glass, it's in the glass, it's in the glass! Come on, Rinosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water. Okay, unless there's something about the poison losing effect after a period of time. Or it was the boss. I just imagine, like, she drinks it, like she burps, and then she dies. Wait, how old is she? The wrong thing. Oh yeah, the Iesa Nosa. The name puns. Kyoryo Korekta, 67. Giselle Brett, 24. Excuse me. Susato Mikotoba, 16. Again, I'm gonna say no poison because I'm pretty sure if it isn't the bottle they're holding, it's the glass that she stole from the crime scene. As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. Why, Rinosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes it is in need of good staining. Until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. I think might be a business card or some sort of handkerchief. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? Shit. Crap. Oops. This whole trial is poisoned. She just drank it and she turned out fine. Like, I guess the card, it could be maybe a business card or some kind of handkerchief. Wrong thing. Disease, I can't even tell if it's the exact same bottle. Fine, I'll say it has it. Culprit did put curing beef poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious?
Objection! Paul, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw...
Miss Brett drinking the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the wind is able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? It has to be the glass. Wait, wrong thing. Glass or the unfortunately, I don't have the bullet as evidence. I don't even have the gun. The bullet's code and stuff would have worked the same. Good point. Unfortunately, I don't have the gun. I don't have it in evidence, so I can't present that idea. I hope this works. Please.
Yes!
Cute.
What?
Really? Sorry, Your Excellency. I'll try to find something better. You're making this complication more complicated than it needs to be. I'm trying my best! Find an answer face the facts. Okay, so it's not... Okay, so we've determined that the cause of death wasn't from the single shot. It was likely just a red herring to distract people. Death by steak? Did she poison the steak? Were the labels swapped? I've already seen this. Don't drink it! Plus, she already drank it. Our solution live for best parry cause. Okay, I swear to God, if the explanation is she has some sort of immunity, then I'm gonna flip a table. Due to its ability to render body paralytic, this cause as a result of the full body paralysis to be found first. Or maybe she drank it and then just like, see, you have no case! And then minutes later she just clack. Wait a minute. I already presented this and nothing worked. Look over this again. Entry for the day the professor was killed. Oh yeah, he had anesthetic in, so he couldn't eat, which brought up a huge contradiction because the original case was Ryunosuke, a guy on the left, killed him while he was eating. Or something along those lines. I've kind of lost track. There's a oh, it's actually a burn mark from a hot plate. They actually brought it up earlier, which the professor should have been screaming in pain when that burn happened, but he didn't because that was when the poison took effect. What explains how the witness was able to consume this poisoned water unscathed? It's a dumb idea, but what if?
Yes!
Okay, no. My thing! I'm doing my best here, man! This?
Yes!
God damn it. Sorry, I'm not liking the... I'm probably gonna run out of... like... run out of lives. Okay, I've tried. Wait, maybe there's something in here. I may have to read it closer. Hunters of the region have used since ancient times.
Yes!
Thank God! The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
It has to be, because I'm lost.
That's not a valid explanation.
No!
After all, we don't speak English! The report is utter jeopardy!
Are you... Are you kidding me?
This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. The report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the... What? You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? Shit. Wait, there wasn't any mention of it being an honest... Yeah. Sorry, trying to... I just realized, did it ever say anything about ingestion? Due to its inability to render human... The toxic application anesthetic. Poison about their wounds, such as a... Oh my god! Like an intravenous anesthetic. So I think I got it. I hope I got it. It's right here under practical applications, I think.
Oh, really? Go on.
Well, think about it. Want to know how the poison can be drunk without it taking effect? That's a practical application of the poison's used as a drink, maybe?
Objection!
Shit.
You'll have to do better than that. I shudder to think how will fare in the 20th century if we're led by the likes of you.
Yes, okay. Yunosuke. Wait. Read properly. Thanks for the concise advice. Something that explains how the English woman could have taken car keys with no ill effects. You better reread her research paper, see if I spot anything.
Huh, you don't have any more of a clue about that English tome than I do. It's completely intractable.
I concur. I thought practical application would work because it doesn't mention anything about ingestion. Special characteristics, I guess? Please? Oh, thank God! You've been hearing a lot about this. We've been hearing a lot about this calamari poison. It's left me curious about something. Oh, Council? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Council! No, that would be madness! But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, do you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. Don't tell me she's a cannibal! But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When kink shaming enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Kakashi-sensei's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... Whoa! Rapscallion! So the swan does come alive. Well, Yunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it's possible.
So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. Your book! But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? I mean, you are a student. Flaw. As even your brain has managed to deduce. cough drops is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus? Stomach acid? Oh, yeah, well, of course. Gastric suckers, what are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Oh shit.
That's right.
Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order! Order in court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest?
Yes.
Sorry.
Toyota Camry poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you
Rat.
can understand something as simple as that. What is this? Welling up inside me. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Is it like one of those, like, the seeing a tell, or, like, the Apollo trick? Or maybe it's the Athena trick. I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
Yes! I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested, why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the cork board? The tooth removal. Maybe? Like, that might be it, but there was no mention of who did the dental work. Unless they're going to explain it.
Take that!
Wounds in his... Oh my god! Go for Chanthe! Holy crap, you're a genius! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. I honestly thought it would have been like some intravenous thing, like the veins, but then it's like that... Then now I think about it, it didn't make sense. Now it does! However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of cough are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Can you imagine I'm very much hopped on pain? Oh god, are you okay? Yeah, like the wound you might have from a dentist. If I just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Oh! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Oh! So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. And you're eating up so much time, it's almost 2:30 in the morning. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Whoa! What is she doing? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. What is she gonna break it? I mean, it could just slip. Oh, you bitch! Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. We can examine the glass fragments. No! I have some metal tape. Look at the English woman, she just smashed that bottle into the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder! What'd I miss? What is it? What just happened? I had some of his metal taken out of my feet over the metal? Yeah, you can wiggle your toes! Use your toesy woesies! Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once! You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. What? There's a carpet in here? I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this! You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in that bottle, or not. You... And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course, of course! You're referring to the photographic print, I presume, dear lady?
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day, using... Genghis Khan! And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then in the confusion that followed, all he had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? It's in your swine! Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you've noticed, nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged.
Gun in that.
The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Ugh. This is unbelievable. How could this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really gonna get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. My head? Do I have to crack my head open? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon. Well, yeah, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt, every color. Oh, it's hard to tell because the picture's in black and white. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Whoops. Wait, let me see the picture again. It's very vague. But maybe?
Stop it. How do we leave?
Okay. Nothing like desperation! Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Inosuke? Come on then, let's wipe that smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been. This? Please? Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Huh? What is it? Oh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
Objection!
Wait a minute. Where are you going with...
Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a splattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Are they gonna believe what I'm saying, since the accused is saying all this? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph, and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. And the bullet never went through him! It's stuck in him. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies that the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Brett! I beg your pardon?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court really expect to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
Who? Oh, me! Or not me? Oh, him! This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Maybe wipe your face? Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. Brett looks different. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You took the meat? You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. You took everything! I took all the food! And I did it all in the name of justice! Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now! Inspector? The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! I'm just imagining if she tries to break the plate. Like, oopsie, dropped it. Wait, it's still intact. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Don't eat it. It's days old. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
or is it?
Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man! Show the court! Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
What?
Was it wiped off? No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But... that's... impossible! I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. I'm guessing either Giselle or the inspector wiped it off. And as far as I know, there's no luminol yet. What an unbecoming expression, little boy.
Ah!
You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Can we change her name to racist bitch?
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Real? Have we?
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ugh. Don't tell me there's a to be continued part 4. Am I gonna be up till 4 or 5 in the morning?
This sorry-looking steak plate reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Stitches in my shoes are healing. Stitches in my toes are healing. Oh! Oh god! So that's what... okay. Are they able to... are you able to go back and get the stitches redone? Or, if not that, some sort of, like, bandaging? That I saw. Or thought I saw. Just a figment of my imagination. No, let's take a closer look. Oh! Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion. And I don't think you ever will again. It's extraordinary, though. This means... biodegradable stitch. Okay. I just hope the band-aid is working really well. Can we present why there's a coin in here? Yunosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. Do I have to do it again? As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Yes? Unnatural. Yeah, that's a weird... I think it's one of those protagonist wins, because I know Chrom from Fire Emblem had it. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There is! There's a coin in there! Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection!
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. Aren't you procrastinating this trial? I'm sorry, Miss Brett. We must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, isn't it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue? It's under the beef! Okay, I gotta go through this again. Speaking of headband guy, honestly, weird. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like voicing him, and I really hope he doesn't die, because he's an absolute bro, like best bro. Extraordinary is what this means. Hey Judge, look at this shit. It's from the Hoy era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's a well marinated in the juice as well. Look. What, are you thinking of eating it? No! But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Rinosuke. Come on, coin under the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Okay, here we go.
Got it!
Got it! Good gracious, that's... Ah! Koban? What on earth? A Hoy era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, isn't it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
No, you shut up! What a ridiculous question, how should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? It could have simply been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoy Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. Please don't! He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency! Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoy Koban just happened to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now!
Objection!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it was doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath this beefsteak is... my friend! No.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and owner of Rasute, Kyuryo Korekuta-san. Kyuri, as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Your face, your hat, your entire being is unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? I was impersonating a Roomba, hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoy Koban, my prized coin. Then this Hoy era Koban. Do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, please. Why would Korekuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
You're right, it doesn't make sense. But it's there. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. This is going on so long, without a moment's delay. If there's a part 4, I can't believe we come around back to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in this case.
He's got the baby!
Sorry, I need to take a quick water break. I'll be right back. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Kurekutasan, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this? The knife is in his boot! Yes, that's it, the very exact one! The splendiferous hoy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
Can't be.
As I thought. Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. You found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my hoy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing? Ask Brett. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Oh, yes.
Yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant that attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. Quick adjustment. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to move the mic closer to me since I have to read everything quieter. Okay. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes. I took on the job as a waiter, in order to flesh out the criminal. It seems likely this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
It's Brett!
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korekuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel who stole the coin? It has to be Brett, because it was under her plate. I mean, it was her steak.
Take that!
Seems like a likely candidate for a Koban thief. No, come on, Ryunosuke. Huh? You shocked me, Kazuma. Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached the table unnoticed. Even if you're a crazy fool, you couldn't have missed that. I'm not sure you should be calling Korekota-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. It's you I was calling the crazy fool. Maybe I'm on the wrong track here.
Damn it!
Did I already save? I think I have. Little scoundrel stole Korekota-san's koban and hid it under the steak. Maybe?
Take that!
Never mind.
Take that!
Nope. Damn it. Him? But why would he put it?
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iesa Nosa. How? How dare you monster! Monster? I stole the koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You seriously accusing me of those crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Ido. What? Excuse me? Can your baby walk? Why would the coin end up in steak, though? Also, the baby starts talking. I'm just as shocked. Also, the names is like the dad is Iesa Nosa or Yes or No Sir, while the baby is I don't know sir. I don't know sir. Baby brain change. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. You. Whoa! Ow. What? Ruby Club, go! I think he's dead. Okay, that's cute. Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. His mustache. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes? All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant. The place is heaving with money! Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. They're expensive, though. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork, even. Which is worryingly believable. Sorry, quick water break. And your target that day was the old man and his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak when I was halfway through devouring when it happened. He swapped the plates! Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Okay, so he didn't swap the plates. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
Thud.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well... And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well, now that all questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. I do. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Very much. Wasn't right. Oh, no, it's just... Something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Really? Thank you, Wesley. Good luck, everyone, and good day. Or... Hiding a coin or lip means your nonsense for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. She was watching? If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Pratt. Is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
Nonsense.
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. She said they were exposed an undeniable contradiction. Okay, I'm kind of having a dumb moment. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat, that's insane, but for picking up your steak and biting into it. Excuse me. So, she did? My brain is fried. What would you need to see evidence, counsel? Wait. Okay, I thought the contradiction was in her phrasing, but... Is it that there was a fork and knife at the plate? Maybe?
Please take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes? Go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
Oh, what on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. Talk about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Eat shit, Brett. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
No, she did. She's a refined Englishwoman herself.
And take a good look at the steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. Oh! As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
What is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help.
Shut up!
Whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. This will be all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this work in its place. Just leave everything.
Shut up!
I've heard enough, you irritating little spectacled samurai relic.
Of course. Dear lady?
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Yunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes. Now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had all likely been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seemed to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson's that day. I accept these teeth marks in this stake are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the stake here are not the conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
It's absurd. The trial has run several hours already.
And so has this stream.
And you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? Excuse me, I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't. But there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Well, I have a...
Very well, I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense of this trial. Who possesses the conclusion I will reveal the truth about this whole affair? Didn't... Sorry, I just realized, didn't the sergeant say he took every single plate?
No, not that one.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes? Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korekuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, Cadet. I'm a superior officer! Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put in the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention. Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
Right? That makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over.
Not the sergeant, but she did, probably.
You did switch the plates?
Oopsies. Well, after it happened, I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that. I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. Thank you, Ouchie, for pointing this out. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. with military precision and timing. I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Happy baby. It's unbelievable. However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now?
I swung on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
So, if Sergeant knows us switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on, back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak at the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Yes, destroy the mask. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. Yes! The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembered seeing. Water break my throat. Then beg, bitch. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. That plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Does not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present this beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir! Sorry for keeping you. There it is! There it is! There it is! There it is! Here is the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. There it is! There it is! There it is! There it is! The blood stain. It's clearly visible, look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. Yes! It's you! Break down, break down, break down! Outdone by a Japanese... me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, 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 no! What? Oh god. Babies! Little babies. Where are you going? Come back. Birdies. Please excuse my little outburst. I really lost my composure.
No shit. Do we ever get to see your eyes?
It's most unbecoming behavior for an Englishwoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Britt, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life, using
cinnamon churros.
As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water. Because chapped lips is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Kool-Aid in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were two guns.
Yeah, like, as I mentioned earlier, ouchie, poofy dress. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor.
No gun hat. Oh, yeah. Though I imagine a gun would have been hard to hide in that hat with the living swan and the babies.
A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, that's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun.
So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor? It was a felony. Good question. Why did she kill him? Are they going to explain the motive?
Your Excellency?
Yes.
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
Fuck that. Finally! It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
It's me. Taketsuki Ouchi does not lose. Not to rights of this rookie.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition. Yes?
It's insult to the Ouchi family. I'll never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Oh! Is he gonna pull this... draw the sword? It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Oh! 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. He knew! He called it! He knew about the future of the Phoenix Wright world. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi? Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. What? I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo... Oh, yes? In you, I sense... how can I put it? Unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. Finally. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Yay! Yes! Cherry Blossom Battles, yay! Oh, screw you, Ouchie! This court is now adjourned. I can find. I can call it a night. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off.
You saved me!
Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report in this print, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be from my father.
I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Speaking of Mikotoba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Okay, now I'm seeing it. I don't know now I'm seeing it the red and the light beige. I'm seeing less Shelly the Killer and more Bellboy. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh, yeah, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually had invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides... It's your turn, Hastoki. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. Oh god. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. It's pointing to a cliff. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Excuse me, sir, can you give me directions? Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's gonna face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai? What? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. Yeah. It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Oh, him. Inspector Hosonaga. Do we at least get a motive? It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate... What's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. Oh, she has to be tried overseas? What? We can't try her? But then, who's gonna bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can invoke a consular court just like that? Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all... Rosemary needed to come up as for her. God damn it!
believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt that that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. I hope so. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But, Professor... You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Yunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonoga-san, aren't you? I'm guessing he's grown fond of his job. Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course. La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. I love the kimono. Kimono, yukata. I need to get my Japanese outfits right, but the floral pattern, I really like it. Oh, yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just want to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. Yeah, I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense is all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. Oh god, is he gonna die? I'm not so sure about that. Huh? To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you were the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh, no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. I just did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? Believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like, you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in, and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. Buddy? There's something I want to ask you, actually. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What's... you're still here, aren't you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. Arrange some rickshaws for us. Let's go!
Thank you. We'll be right there. It's not that favor. No, now! Let's pick up this conversation later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Please don't die. Ah yes, that too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Yay, it's over! Achievement unlocked, defense debut. The Adventure of the Unsbreakable Speckled Band? Oh, is he asking me to go with him? Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm finally ending this stream. I'm gonna call it a night from here.